everyone, welcome back. It's so good to have you here. Today I have a prophetic word for the weary. So if you're feeling tired and overwhelmed, perhaps this message is for you. I'm part of a prayer group chat, and me and my girlfriends kind of keep in touch with how to pray for each other. And a lot of us have been going through a season of weariness. And so I felt led to get a prophetic word on how to handle this season. This is the word that I received from God when I was journaling. So I'm going to be reading it from my journal, and this is what I got. Julia, the spirit of heaviness comes in layers, thin, almost imperceivable disappointments and micro traumas that are overlooked settle in like thin layers of dust. When you don't come to me for refreshment or renewal, these layers begin to add up to what feels like a weighted blanket. The thing about weighted blankets is they can cocoon you into a comfort that keeps you stuck. By comfort, I mean a familiar way of doing life. There is another way. Yes, you're a fighter, but first you are my daughter, and every battle isn't yours to fight. Sometimes it's time to unclench your fists and make a cup of tea as you watch me show up for you. For someone who identifies themselves as self-sufficient, the position of waiting upon me feels wasteful and unproductive. But rest and wait is the place where things are restored, repaired, refreshed, and renewed. I did not create you to be a machine. I created you, my lovely daughter, to walk the seasons of life with me. When you find yourself at the breaking point, it is only because you have not given your mind, body, spirit, and soul the Sabbath rest I require. This commandment wasn't meant to be a burden, but a liberation from the daily grind. It offers the space your spirit needs to recover. I enjoy seeing you rest, as when you do, you are fully, completely trusting in me. So I felt really strongly to look into the Shabbat and Sabbath rest, a Jewish custom that Jesus practiced. And John and I have decided that Fridays are for winding down and reconnecting with each other. John and I are committed to turning off our phones and turning off the television and making a homemade meal together on Fridays and just prioritizing quality time. And Saturdays are our days of refreshment. If this means sleeping in, not working out, or going for a stroll in the park, then yes. If we have extra funds, we might treat ourselves to dinner or a massage. If we're on a budget, we can crack out the lotion and give each other foot rubs and get creative that way. But just think of like fun and play. Restoration does not have to be work. In fact, that's the very opposite of what God wants to do. So this is what God says. Then Jesus said to them, the Sabbath was made to meet the needs of the people, and not the people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath. Mark 2:27. The wonderful thing about being friends with the God of the universe is our interactions with him are very personal. I really enjoy my times with him, especially when I get to walk away with a present, which is a word from him. The tagline on my website is, one word from God can change everything. And I know this to be true. I hope that this word gives you a new way of doing things. If you're feeling overwhelmed and worn down, perhaps it's just a time for you to recalibrate and understand that there's a certain way that God wants us to live our life. And that's not meant to be a restriction, but more of like a freedom, to give you permission to enjoy and to step back from doing things that you are in the habit of. Because even if our mind doesn't perceive them as being restrictive, at the end of the day, if we're not connecting and not refreshing, then they can be. And that can prevent our growth. And that also can prevent our joy. God wants to fill our lives with joyful things. And sometimes if we don't slow down, we really can't see or receive them. So for more encouraging words, please check out abbasheart.net. And of course, subscribe so we can hang out together again. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.